light like in my face. Okay, so like I said before, this is 7-4 continued. And this topic is called multiply square roots. Let me give you a kind of a little summary. You have a quiz Thursday. If you are a B day, yours is Friday. What is your quiz on? I'm going to write down what it's on. It is going to be on Simplify, which is the flower sheet you're working on right now. Okay. It is going to be on Multiply. And it's going to be on something called Rationalize Denominator. That's what we're going to finish on. So it's going to be on 3 topics. Simplify, we've worked on that. Today we're going to do multiplying and rationalizing the denominator. Okay. All of this involves multiplying. Okay. Believe it or not, rationalizing the denominator is actually multiplying. Okay. So tomorrow I will give you a few more review problems when you walk in. All right. We're going to, remember I gave you a hint earlier, these warm-up problems I'm giving you, and before we start, use that as your study guide. I even write that on LMS for the homework. Use your warm-up as a study guide. Guys, this multiply square roots is so easy. I don't want you to miss it. How do you do this? Okay, believe it or not, you simply say, what is 2 times 14? Okay, now simplify. You simply just multiply 2 times 14. Okay, it is kind of review. You're going to see all this again. So I need the factors of 28. The highest perfect square on here. Let me scoot this up a little bit. Just a quick review. I'm going to get my sticky out. What are factors of 28? 2 and 14. Are either one of these numbers a perfect square? No, neither one of these help. What about 3? Can 3 go into 28? You should be saying no. You never see 3 in 28. 4. Can 4, is 4 a factor of 28? Somebody just said yes. Okay, 4 times what? 7. Here we go. So I'm going to rewrite the square root of 28 as this. Square root of 4 is simply what? 2. And your answer is 2 times square root of 7. I'm going to move this over here. I want you to do one by yourself. Square root of 5 times square root of 10. Directions simply say multiply. Okay, as you're working it, we simply just say 5 times 10, right? What's 5 times 10? 50. So now you have the square root of 50, and you have to simplify. Guys, this will never be an answer on a problem, ever. I'm looking at this. Now let's do the factors of 50. Hopefully you can start to see, what are we looking at here? 50. What? 2 and 25. How do I know I'm done? This is a perfect square, right? But guys, are y'all starting to figure out this number left over? Can you simplify that anymore in a radical? This 2?
Nope.
No. So let me scoot this over just a little bit. So you're going to say square root of 25 times the square root of 2. Square root of 25, you take out a 5. Your answer is simply 5 times the square root of 2. That's it. No tricks, nothing. One step, you just multiply. And then you simplify. Do you see it? Can I move on? So real quick, going back to our quiz, simplify, we've done. We're going to review more today and tomorrow. Multiply, pretty easy, right? You just one step multiply and then simplify. Okay, now let's move on to the good stuff. Rationalize. Everybody say that word.
Rationalize.
I know, right? It's a mouthful. I'm going to do it. What's that? You ready to go back to Disney?
That's saying a lot.
I know, right?
Disney's just not it. It's not a place for teenagers.
Absolutely disagree. Man, that's heartbreaking. That is so heartbreaking.
No, it's just boring.
Well, it's probably boring.
There's a couple of good maps we have to wait for.
It's only boring if you've gone
But,
already.
we have a couple of disabled people.
I went twice.
So we got past
Okay, this is where you need to take notes and you need to listen, because everything we've done up until this point will involve, well, it'll be in one problem. Okay, let me give you some. You cannot, capital N-O-T, have a radical in the denominator. That's a weird denominator of a, what's the word I'm getting ready to write? If I'm saying denominator, y'all better be thinking fractions. But believe it or not, the fraction part's not the hard part. Okay, let me give you an example. I'm going to give you steps here. I think you're going to like the steps. This can be written like this, or square root of 35 over the square root of 15. You will see it in both ways. Okay, I urge you to make sure you're taking notes. I prefer this way. So if we're given a problem like this, do you see the humongous radical right there? Do you see it? I will always rewrite it. Okay? I'm going to reduce the fraction. Well, let me do it, if you can. So I'm going to take my orange pen and I'm going to kind of go over here. Can you reduce 35 over 15, guys?
Yes.
Think outside the boxes.
7 over 3.
7 over 3. How did you do that so quickly? I'm actually really proud that you did that so quickly.
35 divided by 5 is.
So you're going back to the common factors, right? You can reduce 35 and 15. The common factor here is 5. So guys, think about everything we've got going on here. How many years did you just go back?
5.
A lot. This is like, when did you learn fractions? I'm gonna find that out. I need to because.
It was like 5th grade.
Yeah, I think
No,
it's
it's
fifth
definitely
grade.
3rd.
I know you were
I knew my
introduced fractions in 3rd grade. I don't think you were taught to simplify. I'll ask around.
Actually, we were taught by Miss Carrie.
Yeah, that's 4th grade.
Oh, 4th grade. That was
Okay, here we go. Here's where we are. Square root of 7 over square root of 3. The most important rule is you cannot have a radical on the denominator. I need to get rid of that square root of 3. Okay, right now I want you to take 10 seconds and get your calculator out. Okay. Everyone, please locate the radical. Don't know if I went over this. I forget. It is this small blue button right here. So you need to hit second. Can you see my finger? Second, and then that button, and there it is. Make sure you can get here. All right, so I want you to type in radical 3 times, no, let me start over. Radical 3. Now, you're going to need to hit this arrow, depending on if you have a new one. Okay, this is where it gets really annoying teaching this stuff. Mine is not 8 plus CE. Somebody has it. Avery, you have the newer one. You may or may not. I had to do my arrow. Okay, this is what it should look like. Play around with it, get to this point. Second radical, then 3 times, and I want you to do it again. Second radical 3. And then your arrow. When you are here, raise your hand so I know we're done. Okay, y'all are tech savvy. You could probably do that quicker than me.
Do we press time again?
No, this is all I need. Square root of 3 times the square root of 3. Guys, in your head, what is 3 times 3? You just learned this. 3 times 3 is?
9.
Guys, what is the square root of 9?
3.
Okay, look at what you're getting ready to do. This is a shortcut you're learning. Watch.
I knew it. Oh
Okay.
my gosh, I knew it.
Now, I just showed you why that is on the calculator. You know this. Okay, you don't need your calculator for these problems. In fact, they really won't help you. That's a shortcut. How do you solve this? Remember, what are we trying to get rid of here? What can you not have? It is a big no-no. You cannot have a radical here. In fact, I'm going to write big no, can't do it. So what you're going to do is you're going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by?
Oh, got you. 3.
Square root of 3. Because square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is simply 3. Guess what's gone now? The radical. 7 times 3 is what? 21. Now, all right, can we simplify this anymore? Look at the radical square root of 21. Think of the factors. We're done, actually. Is there a perfect square in the factors of 21?
No.
1 and 21, 2 definitely doesn't work. 3 and 7, 4 doesn't work. We're done. That's your answer. Let's do another one. Your step is reduce the fraction, then multiply. Let's look at another example. Okay. Square root of 6y over square root of 12. First step is to simplify the radical. What's our fraction? What can we get rid of?
Reduce fraction.
Reduce 6 over 12. You know that to be?
1 over 2. We can do 3 over 6. What you did say. Yeah, obviously.
So you're only left with square root of y over square root of 2.
Good. All right.
Okay, so what's wrong with this problem? What can we not have in the denominator? The radical. So to get rid of the square root of 2, I'm going to multiply the top and bottom by radical square root of 2. What's square root of 2 times square root of 2? 2. That's the whole point of doing this. And on the top, you have 2y. We cannot simplify that anymore. Real quick, let me caution you. You cannot reduce that 2 over 2. Why? You have 1 in the radical and you have the 2 out. That's like apples and oranges. Okay, let's do one more and then we will stop. How long time? Oh, good. I am. Actually, do this one by yourself. Step number 1 is to reduce the fraction. You cannot reduce 3 over 8. Okay, so you cannot have the radical 8, square root of 8 on the denominator.
No.
As you work on it, I'm going to start the problem. You're going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by radical 8. Square root of 8 times square root of 8 is simply what? 8. Now multiply. 24n. Right? What's 3 times 8? 24. Now you need to simplify this radical 24. This one's a little detailed, okay? This has got some detail to it. So I'm going to simplify the radical 24. How can you simplify that?
3. Equal 8.
Well, what's the highest perfect square in there?
8.
8 is not a perfect square.
3.
4 times
6.
6. Okay, let's look at that. Make sure we're not losing it. 4 times radical 6. Hey guys, square root of 6 does not have a perfect square in there. Okay, so you're done. What's the square root of 4? 2. So this is rewritten as 2 times the square root of 6. So now you're going to move that up there. 2 times the square root of 6n. Where'd that n come from? It's by itself, so I'm going to... Now, look what you can do. I told you this was detailed. Look at that 2 and look at that 8.
Simplify.
Yes, you can.
1 and 4.
Do I need to write the 1? I'll write the 1. If it helps. You have 10 minutes. Okay, your homework is page.
Oh, this is not homework?
Well,
I'm not.
Look at me. 9 problems and the flower sheet. You have 10 minutes. You can probably get at least this part done. I urge you to look at the detail that is in this third example. Okay, there's a lot going on there.
Yes, ma'am.